a sham. Crash out king, your reign is done. The empire's crumbling down. Fast fires lit the match. The fire spreading through the town. No more pity parties, no more crocodile tears. The reckoning is here, filled by all these wasted years. Crash out king, your pockets bleed. Your image in the dirt. You built your castle on sand, and now it's getting hurt. So scream and rage and bend. It won't change what's been shown. Your lies are unraveling, your true colors have grown.
What is going on, guys? We are back for another DSP video, and this week we look at DSP Threatens Raw Phil and Broside Phil. He is again talking about suing the detractors. He abandons the 10-year plan for his mom, and again he has to attack the FGC, of course he does, and much more. And we start off today with a fact from That Being Said. Bonus fact to blow your mind. The WWE Champion's login streak, which is 7+ years now, began during the Save the House arc. So DSP was doing all these marathons. Guys, you gotta give me money or else I'm gonna lose the house, I'm gonna lose the business, everything's gonna go away. And while he was saying that to his audience, he was spending money in WWE Champions. But remember, he's the most honest guy in the room, dude. Then we have this amazing video from Mickey O'Flynn, and it's pure cinema. DSP singing about his gaming soulmate, Andy.
I remember everything. People said I was a king. Memories of a man, a place that was kino, laughing through the night. The night goes into morning, just another show. Felt it, LOLCOWs come and go. Looking at the clips, I see a memory. I never realized you were going to snake me or Andy. You came and your body was shredded, but she sent me away, oh Andy. Oh, I hope that one day we'd be wedded, but she just called me gay, oh Andy. Standing on the edge of cloud, I'm filled with bitterness and doubt. Caught up in your world, my sadness melted, but now it's all gone wrong and everything's felt it, oh Andy. Well, you came and your body was shredded, but she sent me away, oh Andy. Oh, I hoped that one day we'd be wedded, but she just called me gay, oh Andy.
Then we have this from That Being Said. Game journalist tries to tell hilarious joke in BioShock 2. And of course, this is a reflection of what DSP thought was top tier quality humor.
Hey baby, wanna see that? Aww. Thought they were gonna make sweet love to each other.
And now DSP has a new way to freshen up the schedule. He's gonna show pictures of the games that he's gonna play this week. I mean, what high quality ideas DSP has right here. Then we have this in the pre-stream chat on Kick. You know what would happen if I show up 15 minutes late to work? ... DSP Gaming responds, you should try being your own boss then. You'll find it incredibly refreshing not to have to answer to bitchy people. Even though DSP every day, tell me what to do. Guys, what am I supposed to be doing? You gotta tell me what I do for DSP Tries It. You gotta tell me what I play on the stream. Come on guys, tell me how to play the game. But okay Phil, you're your own boss. I believe you, wink wink. Then a quote from DSP. Most vests don't have arms. As Agent Proper points out, massive retard DSP. Then apparently what the new thing is for the Dents is to give DSP money but pretend it's from a detractor. And we have someone pretend to be Papa Polecat 33. Don't know if you recognize me, but I've been hating on you for a while. Recently realized my real issue is myself. Sorry for being a jerk for to you. You can tell it's a dent by the grammar. And DSP has not even started Death Stranding 2 yet, and he's already saying, I might wage quit it. It might not be a full playthrough, because people got bored of the first one. That is right, that is the future of DSP gaming. Before a game even comes out, it's pre-wage quit. Then of course, when views are low, when money's low, there's one target he always goes after, and that is the FGC. And he calls them sheep, and losers, and sellouts, and goes after the entire industry of fighting games, saying that fighting games are dumbed down. They should not be as accessible to people as they should be. These are competitive games. You're all losers, you don't know what you're talking about. And it's funny, because Jade is in the chat right now. And Jade plays fighting games. So DSP, are you saying that these games should not be accessible for Jade? And it's also amazing how his attitude changed after Super Blind Man died. Because before that he was like, oh, all games must be accessible for everyone. And now it's like, fuck you, make it harder. Even though it's DSP, and he's the reason games are dumbed down. But of course, everyone else is wrong, he's always correct. Then he went back to Button Check, and he had the shit all over him, and talk about FGC and fighting games yet again. And remember too, as Dragon points this out, DSP constantly says, for the past few years, I don't want anything to do with the FGC, I'm not part of the FGC, I don't want to talk about the FGC, I don't want drama with the FGC, and I've done nothing to the FGC for them to hate me. Even though he admits he's the biggest troll they've ever had, and they hated his guts, to the point where they're confronting him in a parking lot and causing him to break down and cry because he's a bitch. But hey, it's DSP in his own delusional reality.
Let's see what's going on over in the FGC. Every once in a while, I like to poke my head over there and see what's happening. As you know, I'm a very unique position because even though I'm well-versed in fighting games and I have a wealth of knowledge about them, I'm not part of the FGC. I stopped caring about competing and traveling and that grind life. I just don't care. I'm much more happy as a variety content creator on YouTube. And it's funny because the FGC hates me, even though I've literally never done a damn thing to them. They actually, did you know that the common person in the FGC actually believes that I am permanently banned from tournament play and cannot attend a tournament? Were you aware of this? Where did they get that idea? I have no clue. I've never been banned from a single tournament in my life. I could go wherever I want right now. It's just about a decade ago, if you remember, I'd say it was around 2012, 2013. I decided I just didn't want to do it anymore. That I didn't find it rewarding. I didn't think it was going to make sense. I was becoming a variety creator on YouTube and I was enjoying what I was doing and I wanted to put all my time and effort into that. But the FGC actually says shit like that. Like, yeah, Phil's just permanently banned because no one likes him. And like, actually, that's not true at all. You're just an idiot. You made it up because you're a dunce. And you like to believe these toxic memes and shit. Like, what are you talking about? Where'd that even come from? You know what I'm saying? Like, I was like, I just want to play a game and have fun. You can't even do it anymore because the FGC is too tryhardish and such fucking losers that they spoil all these games before they're even out. And what a great game, right? Fucking fuck this game. Fuck the Cannon Brothers. Fuck everyone who fucking is involved in putting out these awful collections. And fuck the FGC for pretending like they're good. Fuck them all. They're all losers. But, to be honest, I'm just not feeling very good about this. At all. It's kind of like everything that I've been saying over the last several months about Street Fighter 6 has now come to fruition, but with a new game, and the game's not out. I mean, that's insane. The game's not fucking out, and people already broke it. And people already know these top strategies. Look, I did it. I did it too. Look, here we go. Post up your videos of doing the 100% combo. Durr. Unreal. So if I wanted to enjoy this game, I had to be there. The moment that the beta released, I had to start playing it. I couldn't have a life. I couldn't have a family. I just had to sit there playing it. I had to play it for 2 straight days, sweats coming down my forehead. I gotta stay with the meta, man. I gotta stay with the meta. I gotta make sure that I know everything. Oh, look at this frame trap. Oh, look at this combo. Cancel. Oh, TJ. Oh. No. That's not fun. That's fun for 0.001% of people who plan on maybe one day actually being a tournament player and winning and doing something with the game. But when that meta gets exposed and everyone decides to do it because it's easy to replicate, you've ruined it for everyone. I'm not even kidding you. I would bet that people doing that actually cost the game sales. That if that meta wasn't exposed, that if the shit was more interesting, there was more variety to it, there was more fun, more people would buy the game. Why is it that Street Fighter 4, before the era of the meta being exposed instantly, sold more fucking copies than modern fighting games? Why can't modern fighting games get to the numbers of Street Fighter 4? You tell me. There's obviously a problem. It's pretty easy to figure it out. It's just that the FGC doesn't want to admit it. Because if they admit it, then they realize their entire culture is broken. The entire culture of the FGC based on this internet hype monster bullshit. Post everything up, expose everything, get it out there. Blah, blah. It's a failed mentality. You can't do that with anything competitive. You've ruined the competitive nature of the game. There's no fun left. So now your game won't fucking sell, and it's your fault. In addition to that, today is the Fatal Fury City of the Wolves beta. Well, phase 2 of the beta. And man, I've got a lot to talk about there because sadly, guys, the modern FGC is so disappointing to me. Really, I mean it. Like, it's like a bunch of giddy nerds who just can't get over themselves and are just so excited to get their hands on a new game and just completely fucking spoil it all over the internet. It's like people with no self-control or fucking functional brains. All right. So yesterday, first stream, had a great podcast where I talked about how the fighting game creator Button Check had, taken something that I'd said about fighting games the other day and addressed it in their content. And then I basically directly responded to that. So I liked the podcast yesterday. I don't think anyone in the FGC has responded. I doubt they will, because I'm me. If I were literally anybody else, they would probably listen. But because I'm Darkside Phil, it's like they just want to ignore me. Probably because they're scared of someone outside of their bubble actually speaking truth. But what can I say? No, I don't fundamentally misunderstand rollback netcode. It's that the FGC fundamentally won't accept the reality of rollback netcode and keeps kissing each other's ass and stroking each other's balls, saying that it's great when it's not. You can believe whatever you want because everyone is stupid and ignorant, or you can fess up to reality that it's not the perfect netcode and it has tons of issues, which you can see if you just watch things matter-of-factly instead of living in a bubble of hype and bullshit, which is what the FGC does.
And then DSP went on an old man rant yet again, saying that kids today wouldn't understand Street Fighter 2 and would get destroyed. He is still, in his mind, in 2000 and whatever year he was 4th place at EVO, that is the height, the peak, and elevation of his entire life has come to that point. How sad and pathetic is that? And now DSP is going to be called out for being a hypocrite, for in the past wanting accessibility for multiplayer games. But now he says he doesn't want it, and of course, DSP has to have a DSP answer.
A question I'd actually like your insight on. Do you not think it's hypocritical that in the past, when it comes to other competitive multiplayer games like FPSs, sports games, racing games, Smash Brothers, you said on record they should be more accessible and casualized so casual players like you can understand them? Like me. I never said like me. I don't know what you're talking about. And play them because you kept losing to hardcore players. This may have been older DSP saying it instead in the moment during matches. You've been on record saying essentially the opposite to what you're saying now, unless your opinion changed, because it seems like the rules for one but not the other in terms of competitive online and accessibility ease when it comes to you. I honestly have no idea what you're talking about. If you could reference direct moments, maybe there were things that I said in the heat, or it was me doing the character if I'm playing an online game and I'm just complaining nonstop, which I've done a million times in my 17, 18 years as a creator, because that's the shtick.
But remember guys, he always called out other people for playing characters and said he is a real person, he's not playing a character, but now saying he's playing a character, which makes you a hypocrite for calling out other people for playing characters. What a scumbag. It's another example of, if DSP does it, it's good. If anyone else does it, it's bad. What a jackass. And then I pointed this out, that the begging has ramped up. The last 2 weeks, DSP's been pushing the idea of doing DSP Tries It twice a week, even though he said it's the one day of the week he can eat unhealthy. But now he wants 2 days to eat unhealthy, and that means at least $3,000 a week. Last week and today, he keeps saying he wants 3 goals in 1 day at least. So the new norm for DSP is $450 a day. You played yourself, Dents. And the money was still not coming in. And DSP is telling people to step up, support, so we can hit a goal. Of course, you are the one that benefits from it, Phil, nobody else. And despite DSP using guides in every single game, he always wants to appear as a very big brain, intelligent individual. When in fact, he is one of the dumbest motherfuckers I've ever seen. And it's funny when he always goes, oh look at this, first try, I don't know what I did but I solved it. Or when he'll go on a bathroom break, after spending like 2 hours trying to solve a puzzle or beat a boss, he'll come back from the bathroom break, all of a sudden one try he does it. How convenient. Well, this is DSP doing a simple puzzle in Onimusha 2, and it tells you just how dumb this motherfucker is.
Jorgen did a $2 super chat. Says, I like the fit. Looking thin and great game too. Thank you to Jorgen. Appreciate that. $65 and climbing. Good evening, LJJ. Says, I'm a newish subscriber from the UK. Welcome. How you guys doing? I heard you guys have been having a heat wave recently, and it's pretty bad, huh? That's what everyone seems to be saying. If that is the case, I'm obviously sorry to hear that. Hopefully things get cooler. Huh. No matter what I do, there's only 4 panels. How am I ever supposed to get 6? Literally, no matter what I'm doing, there's still 4 panels. Sometimes there's 2 and 3, but there's never more than 4. How does this work? It's raining but still warm. What I've heard is that in the UK, you guys don't have like good air conditioning or air circulation because you usually don't have heat. So now that you're getting some heat, it's like stuck everywhere and it sucks. What are we doing? Doesn't even make sense, right? Follow the symbol. What symbol? Follow the symbol. Follow the symbol. The symbol is the key. Now I have 2 and 2. How do I get 3? I've never had more than 4 symbols. How the hell do I get 3 and 3? I don't understand. Fucking shitballs.
And the money's still not coming in. And DSP's wondering one question: where's the money, dudes?
I know what's absolutely crazy about Kick is some days Kick is a ton of support. We'll get a few people who really want to help out and they'll get a ton of subs and be all engaged. And some days Kick will be like my worst enemy. All they want to do is sit there and talk shit all day. Not even engage, not even interact with the stream, and then they're gonna not support either. It's like, jeez. I guess it all depends on who's there. Today's one of those days, I guess.
No, Phil, it's one person per stream that comes in and gives you like 10 or 20 subs. It's not 2 or 3 people, it's one person, and if it's multiple people, it's the same person under a sock account. And DSP is pissed because you're not giving him money fast enough. He wants DSP tries it, and he's pissed off that you're delaying his food, dude.
When we hit the goals, and we didn't hit one earlier, so now it's delayed it a bit. You've delayed the Takis meal. How dare you? How could you make me wait for the Takis meal? How could you? Unacceptable. Absolutely. Don't you understand that this is like high-level gourmet and you're making me wait for the Takis meal? Today, DJ came on stream and he sent me a super chat. He says, I tried the Takis meal. I want to hear your opinion. When are you doing it? I said, well, we didn't hit the goal. We didn't hit it. We got to hit the goals with 3 more to go. If we hit a goal tonight, we hit a goal tomorrow, we hit a goal tomorrow night, well, then we'll do it on Tuesday. If we hit 3 goals tonight, we hit $450 of support tonight, we'll do it tomorrow.
And then, whenever there's a technical issue, DSP always blames someone else. So he puts this in Kick Chat: I'm online on YouTube, no problem, but it's definitely a Kick side issue. And at this point, Kick went down, and he doesn't understand, he's freaking out. Yeah, that's definitely not in my control, so it sounds like the site is technically messed up tonight. And then DSP said, for dinner tonight, he had homemade French bread pizza. Now, doesn't that sound oddly specific? And of course, Brad shows off French bread pizzas. What a shock. Frozen food, yet again. So now, we're going to take a look and see how American Truck Simulator went for DSP.
We also have Arizona. Have we done anything in Arizona? I just realized I don't think we've done a darn thing in Arizona at all, have we? Ahem. So we could do either Nevada or Arizona. I think what this is showing, these are the bases that we have unlocked. So we could go to Tucson. Is it Tucson? It's Tucson is how you pronounce that, right? So we go to Tucson, or we could go to Vegas, and we could do jobs based out of there. Where would you guys like to do? Would you like to start out of Arizona or Vegas for tonight? Arizona sucks. That's what people are saying. Is it pronounced Tucson? I don't know. I've never been there. I don't know much about it. Everyone's making fun of me now saying, let's go to Tucson, because I said Tucson instead of Tucson. Even though I knew it was Tucson, it didn't click immediately. Mechanical Cow Wiener did a $1 tip and says, I'm glad you're having fun while drinking. Shouldn't you watch it with your gout diagnosis? For the record, what actually causes the problem with gout is your diet. However, if you get a gout flare-up, alcohol can actually aggravate and exacerbate and drag it out. So if I had a gout flare-up right now, I shouldn't drink at all. But I don't have a gout flare-up right now, so I'm good. But I appreciate the concern. Take it from someone who's had it for 10 years and knows the ins and outs of it, how to handle it. I'm good in that regard. So Mozzie did a $2 super chat. He goes, oh, wow. You have a lot of doctors here. It must be nice. Oh, yeah, I know. Didn't you know that about 85% of my viewers are professional physicians? Yeah. Oh, yeah. They're constantly chiming in on all kinds of issues and trying to tell me how to live my life. It's great.
Mind the speed limit.
They all know exactly what they're talking about as well. It's pretty, you know, I'm so lucky to have such a huge group of medical experts on the streams all the time. There's 107 active volcanoes in the USA. Oh, really? They're all erupting right now? That's amazing. There must be so much lava spewing into the air right now that the sky must be black with soot. If that's the case, thank you so much. So that's amazing. Not only do we have medical professionals on my audience, we also apparently have professional volcanologists and all kinds geological experts. You know, this is crazy good. Awesome. You guys are so smart. Job of the night. Nick Smith did a $2 super chat and says, Heaven Sent. Heaven Sent? Wasn't Heaven Sent the song that in that Make Your Own Music video game that I played on Sega CD and I changed it to Dick is Bent? Dick is bent. Slightly to the left. Yeah. My dick is bent. Oh, shit. The wrong gear. My dick is bent. Why am I? The hourly pay on Kick is ridiculously low unless you have a ton of viewers. If you have a ton of viewers, then you get paid an insane amount, but you need to have a ton of viewers. I do not have a ton of viewers. How many viewers are watching on Kick right now? I don't know. But basically, you need to have like hundreds to thousands of viewers for it to be any kind of significant income. It's next to nothing, okay? Tonight, we're third week in a row where we're now using this wheel accessory, accessory, because if I don't pronounce the hard, C, people give me shit. Apparently, I have to be like the perfect enunciator now on stream. After 17 years of doing this, now I must be like absolutely perfect with how I pronounce everything, right? Anyway, so, and that was it, but it was funny, because the top players at the time, I swear to you, didn't have jobs. All they did was travel and play Street Fighter. Like, how is it that you would hear that Ricky Ortiz and Justin Wong, they're traveling to every major tournament and winning? Wait, how did they afford to go to every major tournament? And if they're going every weekend, it means they don't have jobs. So kind of weird how that worked. You got to wonder if the top placers had rich families and were getting funded by them to be able to go to these places, because all the people in my group, my play group, friends group, we couldn't afford to go to tournaments all the time. For us, we would have to save up. It would be like a treat for us to be able to go to a tournament. While the top placers, how the hell are they going to every single event? How are they paying for it? Again, keep in mind what I just told you. Even if you won EVO, you weren't making enough money to pay for your trip. So how is it these kids are going out to every single tournament, every single weekend to play? And so they're getting maximum comp, maximum exposure to all the different play styles from all over the country, while you are stuck at home just playing your local friends. And that's only going to get you so far, because you needed to be exposed to a more bigger variety of gameplay. No one was posting online. No one knew strategies outside of going to a tournament. So it wasn't possible. Back then, it really was like, if you're the richest and you can afford to go to tournaments, you would be the best. And everyone else kind of had to play catch up and try to adjust on the fly when they had a chance to go. So for me, it was usually like Friday, Saturday nights usually, where I would either work or whatever. And when I was done and able to go, I would go to the arcade and play with my friends for like maybe 3-4 hours. Sometimes we'd go over each other's homes after that and play at night if we could, if there was a console version available of the games that we were playing at that time. And that was it. And then when there was a major tournament, we'd see if we could like pool together enough money to carpool, get a hotel room we could split and afford everything. Because again, you know, none of us were rich. We were all working. We had responsibilities. Yeah, I was paying to go through college and stuff. So very different. Again, very weird, because you would always hear the same people at every tournament. Justin Wong, Ricky Ortiz, Flo. How are they at every tournament? Where do they work? Where do they work? And yet we never answered it. Oh, do you have a job? Oh, don't ask me personal questions. Oh, okay. Don't ask you personal questions. All right, I see how this works, you know. Very fair playing field, right? Derek says they probably had sponsors or came from rich families that let them do that. There were no sponsors back then. To make this very clear, in the early 2000s, which is the time period I'm talking about, there was zero sponsorship. No company sponsored anyone. It just didn't exist. It was all grassroots. So 100% either they were, like someone just said, they're Nepo babies. Probably their parents paid their way for their hobby. That's true. And their job was full-time, or their job was full-time hobby, play Street Fighter. They didn't have any other responsibilities, so this is what they just did with their life. How do you compete with that, right? When you've got a job with responsibilities, when you're going to school, when you got all this other stuff going on in your life, and you're responsible to pay your way through your own life, how are you supposed to hang with people who have 100% paid the way? Don't have to worry about nothing. It's pretty messed up to think about, don't you think? But that's how it was back then. Slayer says maybe they'll do a WrestleMania at Saudi Arabia. Can we get some more subs over on Kick tonight? We literally just had your future stepdad, and that's it. Can we get someone else on Kick to support? It's been, oh man. It's been rough on Kick.
We are finished.
It really has been. Like, I don't know what to do. I'm doing my best on Kick to do fun stuff with you guys. We had wagers going for a while. You guys like that, but I don't know what else I could do to appeal to the Kick audience to get more people to support, you know? I don't know what else to say. It sucks that it kind of like, one day on Kick will be like way up here. The next day is like down in the dirt, nothing, zero. I had a day with nothing last week, zero. Can we get some more subs over on Kick tonight? We literally just had your future stepdad, and that's it. Can we get someone else on Kick to support? It's been, oh man. It's been rough on Kick.
We are finished.
It really has been. Like, I don't know what to do. I'm doing my best on Kick to do fun stuff with you guys. We had wagers going for a while. You guys like that, but I don't know what else I could do to appeal to the Kick audience to get more people to support, you know? I don't know what else to say. It sucks that it kind of like, one day on Kick will be like way up here. The next day is like down in the dirt, nothing, zero. I had a day with nothing last week, zero.
And then Guitar Player kept telling DSP, I sent you a tip, didn't you get it? And DSP kept saying, nope, I don't know what you're talking about, I never got a tip from you. And he's been doing this a lot as of late. I mean, he does it in the past too, where he'll sit on a big tip and wait till the end of the stream to announce it so that he can milk everyone else for their money first. And would you look at that? Near the end of the stream, $62 from Guitar Player to hit the goal. And now he's pushing for a second goal. DSP also doesn't understand why Shaq is popular again. And this is really sick and deranged. So DSP has trained Jade to ask him about tips and how it's going, so that DSP can launch into a bag for money.
Lukewarm Coconut is asking Jade, how much money did you actually make? Gambling at all in Vegas, did you make any money? Be honest.
And then DSP, the gambling expert, is now giving advice how to play at the casino. And his whole advice, don't spend more than you bring to the casino. Amazing, Phil. Amazing. This is the same guy who went to Las Vegas and stayed in his hotel room the entire time and did not actually gamble at a casino. And in a moment that's absolutely hilarious and delusional, DSP is now refusing to read highlighted messages on Kick. And the reason for that? Because the chat moves too quick for him. I've seen 5 minutes of it not moving. Of course, the real reason he won't read the messages is because it's troll messages. Either insulted him or his wife. Then in a moment that shows you how delusional and egotistic he is, he referred to himself as a free agent talent. And look at that. On the night stream, he made the goal. On the day stream, he did not make the goal. But even missing one goal, even though he made over $300 total, still gets you 11-minute daily rap. And then we get to Monday, and the very first thing we see is Phil as a pig roach, nuclear war going off in the background. These stupid nukes are hurting my business, dude. Then we have the 42-year-old consumer. Doesn't pay bills, just begs on stream and gets excited for the next support goal. Thinks playing Street Fighter 2 on loop is doing content creation. Poor fans can't afford tips. Should have supported correctly and not been detractors. Thinks all criticism is just jealous haters projecting their own failures. Worldview entirely shaped by people who banned him from SRK forums in 2005. unironically thinks playing 2005 games badly while insulting viewers is a full-time job. And now DSP, even getting more scummier, says getting goals on games is qualifying them to be played again. You think about that. One stream, it's gone. But if you support the stream, that qualifies for another stream. What a scumbag. Then of course, you know what's gonna happen. PlayStation comes out with a fight stick. And all of a sudden, DSP wants that fight stick. The ultimate cunt-sumer. And now, DSP is gonna abandon the 10-year plan. So there was a plan when DSP went to visit his parents and get married at the same time. His mom sat him down and said, "You can't make a living off of this. It's not going to work out in the long term. I will pay for your back taxes. I will give you money. But in exchange, you have to do a 10-year plan where you're going to get a part-time job and do this part-time, and then eventually you're going to get off the internet permanently." But of course, it's DSP, and he lied to his mom because he says things got better, and then blames COVID as well. But remember, this is the same mom who this year DSP said was on her deathbed and wouldn't make it past the year. But now he's saying, "Thanks for the money, dummy."
How did COVID affect the 10-year plan? All right, real fast I'll address this, okay? In 2019, I went back to Connecticut to visit my parents and also to get married at the same time. At that time, things were very different in my life, all right? I wasn't doing well financially at all, and things were falling apart. I couldn't afford to pay off any of the debt that I had, and it was all ballooning and becoming unmanageable to the point where I was afraid of losing everything. At that point, with my mother, I was speaking with her, and we talked about a 10-year plan to get out of being this as my job because things were going so poorly, okay? And the idea was that I would kind of do phases, different phases of things, that maybe within like 5 years, I would have, be doing part-time streaming, part-time another job on the side, and then eventually I could transition out of the streaming to the IRL stuff. The thing was, back then, things were very different, okay? What ended up happening was, COVID happened, and when COVID happened, the world changed. And what ended up happening was, as you've seen, online-based things became way more realistic, prominent, stable. In real life stuff actually fell through. Like, for example, if, thank God, I hadn't just decided to quit this cold turkey and get a job in real life, because I probably would have lost my job during COVID. And then I would have been asked out and lost everything, okay? So since over 6 years ago, tons of stuff has changed. I am way better off in my life. I'm, out of the rut and the problems that I had. And things have turned around so much better for me that there is no 10-year plan. There's no reason for it. My life is much better. My content has turned around. I'm way more profitable. Everything's good. So idiots who bring that up are actual fucking morons who actually think that when you're down in life, that you're down forever, that there's no possible way that things could improve, that things could change, that everything is just completely like that for an infinite amount of time. That is a simpleton's childlike way of thinking. It is borderline obsession, almost like autistic thought, where, oh, it was that way, so therefore it's always that way, and therefore 10-year plan, 10-year plan, 10-year plan, 10-year plan. So that's what's happened is ever since I brought this up with you guys 6 years ago and I revealed to you that I had this discussion with my mother, there's people who are hyper fixated on the fact that Darkside Phil said he made a 10-year plan with his mom to transition out of streaming and become a normal person again, basically with no internet presence. The opposite has happened. My internet presence has gotten better. I'm more profitable. Things are positive now. Things are much better now for me than they have been pretty much ever. So there's no way I would transition out of doing this. This is the most stable thing I have ever done, and I'm not going to transition out of it. It would be dumb for me to do so because right there, outside of my house, the job market has become way worse in 6 years. I would be worse off going out there now and having a life doing that than what I'm doing here. Do you see? But these people are so absolutely insane. Mania. Hyper-focused. Hyper-obsessed. They can't get off the fact that 6 years ago, I said I was going to do a 10-year plan to change my life. And well, you didn't do it. You fell through. No, I didn't need to because things got better. I worked so hard. I found a way to turn things around. I got through the hard times. Things are good. Why would I quit? I'd be a fucking moron. But you don't get that because you're a miserable wretch who doesn't understand it because you can't accept the fact that I'm doing well and you're not. That's not on me. That's on the idiots of the internet who can't deal with reality, okay? And trust me, my parents are very happy with how things are going. Now when I speak with them and it's not, woe is me, doom and gloom, don't know how I'm going to pay my bills, don't know how I'm going to pay my taxes, things are falling apart, might lose everything. Now it's the complete polar opposite. I'm telling them about fun stuff my wife and I are doing, improvements to the home, good things that we're doing here for life, and they are happy. Ear to ear grinning, happy with how things have turned around for me and my family. So there's no, oh, well, you said 10-year plan, you're not doing it. No, I don't need to. Oh, okay, good, because you're doing better. But again, these people are retarded. people on the internet act like morons and think that, because again, they don't want to believe that things are good for me, so they have to say dumb shit like, you're broke. I'm broke? You're an idiot. I'm not broke, you dunce. What makes you think that? I'm broke? Couldn't be further from the truth, but you're just so obsessed with me failing. You look at the DSP from 6 years ago, and you say that's the failure, right? But guess what? Times are changing. Things are going good. You are a loser. Your obsession has exposed your own shortcomings, and you're a fucking pathetic failure for obsessing about me when you could be improving your own life.
Now, at one point this out, he said things got better after 2019. You know what happened after that? He went through bankruptcy. And last week, he said, I have to beg people for money, otherwise no one gives me money. Wow, Phil, it really sounds like things got better. And of course, DSP is still butthurt that people are making clips about his Mario Kart World gameplay.
Mario Kart World Knockout Tour. So if you want to see me play more Mario Kart World and make more dumbass clips on social media that brainless idiots watch, come on tomorrow night and watch me play, all right?
And once again, DSP complaining yet again that there's no support coming in on Kick.
Yeah, my one good stream today, guys. My one regret, 0 subs today. We've been on this entire stream of the podcast and Blueprints, not a single sub was given today. That's pretty ridiculous. Nothing on the Kick side at all. 0 contributions. At least we did hit the goal. Well, maybe we would have actually had a chance to hit 2 goals if Kick viewers actually supported the streams. But they don't. What can I say? I'm not lying. Omega Sauce has gifted a sub, our first gifted sub of the morning. Thank you, Omega Sauce. Let's get that on the leaderboard. Thank you so much. That gets us up to 22 bucks to support. Guys, it is a slow start, but it's certainly not doable. We do need a rallying if we're going to hit a goal to number 1, continue with Blueprints, and number 2, do DSP tries it. Let's see what happens. It looks like Bobby Padlock has auto resubbed. Let's check that. Yes, Bobby Padlock auto resubbed. That does count towards the stream. Thank you, Bobby Padlock, for the auto support. That gets us to 27.
Then someone tried to give DSP advice, and you know what happens when you try to criticize or give advice to DSP. He gets angry, he starts yelling and screaming, and he said, "You can't tell me what to do because you're not my daddy and you're not my boss. You get it, Chief?" And then he proceeded to say Chief multiple times. And then DSP was having problems with his horse in Minecraft. And we have a quote from DSP. "I'm getting sucked down and I can't get the horse out of the water." Then, as Kinda Sad points out, DSP was upset over dinner because apparently Cat messed it up. And then DSP launched into a beg for Wendy's, saying that the Wendy's meal would have tasted better. What a great husband of the year material right here. Then he went on to complain that everyone else has tried the Wendy's talkie meal and he has not, even bringing up Ryback and Review Bra as people have tried it before him. He needs that day 1 choose, dude. Then the money was not coming in from Minecraft and he was pissy because Mr. Papavera was not there to hold his hand. And he's complaining that not only is Mr. Papavera not here, nobody else is helping him out. This is what the stream's supposed to be about, dude. And DSP told a story of how, at first, his parents tried to FaceTime him, but then they couldn't get it to work properly and they gave up on it. Darks to the Phil, after 2 weeks, his parents couldn't stand being forced to look at his face anymore. Amazing. Then another quote from DSP. "If you like that I'm a buffoon that doesn't know what he's doing 99% of the time, please support the stream." That's how far we've fallen. If you like that he's a fuck up, support the stream. Goddamn. And then he was so desperate, the OG badge that never ever happens is back. And we're sitting here at $25 at $150. What a shame. However, DSP has an idea to turn things around. And despite him in the past saying, "I can't change the schedule, I can't play anything I want, I can't change anything," he is now saying, if you give him $100 today, you will get to choose what we play on Thursday. But remember, dudes, he cannot change the schedule no matter what.
I'll make another offer. Because some people are of the impression, oh, well, I don't want Minecraft on Thursday. Well, if you step up and you support in a big way, like let's say right now someone did a $100 contribution. right? Then you suggest the type of game we play Thursday night, and I'll do it. I will. I'm okay with that. It just has to be something reasonable. It can't be something you know I won't play. But like someone said, a racing game. I'll look into that. Yeah. Want to do Forza or something? We could do that on Thursday night instead of Minecraft. But I would like to do Minecraft if people want it. I think people...
And of course, there is many different cucks in that gated community, including your future stepdad, who gives 20 subs. And the funny thing about this is it equals over $100, and he didn't even get to choose what game DSP plays on Thursday. What a scammer. And as soon as he hits the goal, it is now 30 goals he hit, which means he gets that Wendy's meal. But the very first thing he does is he starts promoting and telling people, okay, now we gotta get the goal 40. And despite his Festival marathon on July 4th, where he's quote unquote retiring the hats and vests, DSP is now saying he wants a hat and vest marathon every single year. So how exactly is that retiring them? And then we have this from King Scrub, talking about DSP, making a video about him. Looks like my tweet got picked up by everyone's least favorite FGC drama YouTuber. I expected the comments to be everyone talking shit on me, but most of the comments actually agree with me. And now we get to Tuesday. We are halfway through the week. Let's see how it goes for DSP. And the very first thing we see is that it looks like DSP's been crying once again. It's amazing how frequently these are happening. But he's telling people, I have not been crying. It's hot in here, dude. And despite DSP saying, everyone loves me now, I'm having a resurgence, everything's going well, he's now saying that people don't want to collab with him because of his trolls. But dude, everyone loves you now, dude. And then DSP was complaining because the Wendy's Talkie meal was not on the delivery app. And he was complaining that he has to go there and waste 40 minutes to pick it up. And by the way, he also mentioned that it's just down the block. He was gonna DoorDash from Wendy's, which is just down the block from him, which is like 5 minutes. What a lazy scumbag. And of course, this happens every single time. Views are down, money's down, attendance is down. He starts going after the trolls again. And he says, dude, anyone restreaming him can be and will be sued by him in the future. Even saying he can wait 10 plus years to do it. Then also compares his streams, UFC fight pay-per-views, and declares that you cannot react live to anything because that is not transformative. You have to wait till he posts stuff on his channel and then you can cut it up and do stuff. He says there's 100% no way live restreaming is transformative, even though there's commentary.
Well, are you going to sue? I retain the legal right at some point, at any point in the future, to sue said people for breaking the law and stealing my content. I could do it at any moment. I could do it right now. I could do it 5 minutes from now. I could do it a day from now. I could do it a week from now, a month from now, a year from now, 5 years from now, 10 years from now. It's my prerogative. That's how it works. When you commit a crime against me, I can choose whether or not to execute my right to sue the shit out of you and take all of the money that you made. And then some for damages, because I also should have made additional money when I originally broadcast it. And all those views you're getting right now are my views. Get it? So not only am I going to get all the money you made, I'm also going to take you to the fucking town and take your house and everything else too. It's all going to be mine. Whenever I feel like it. I have that power. You get it? So let it be known, you keep committing crimes against me. You know, see what's going to happen in the future. All it's going to be, it's going to take one asshole to piss me off. Let's put it that way. And by the way, don't listen to any of their bullshit already. This idiot LARPing over here. Are you fearful of providing discovery? Are you retarded? Are you retarded? Can you answer that question for me? Why are you listening to anything that they're saying? Why would you even entertain it? Do you understand they have no fucking idea what any of them are talking about? None of them. They all act like they're smart. They're all the dumbest fucking people on this planet. They don't understand how the law works. They don't understand how the court case would go. They're all fucking morons. Every single one of them. They all talk out of their asses constantly. But they act like they know something and you're ignorant and you believe them. And you think that they're smart. They're not. Unreal. I'm a former cop, and I don't like DSP, so I know all this stuff about cops. Oh, by the way, I actually gave money to Super Crazy to sue you. So you're a fucking idiot. Doesn't even matter if you're a former cop. You're actually one of the dumbest motherfuckers on earth. You gave money to a guy who's an internet troll, whose name is Super Crazy, who had no legal basis to sue me, to try to sue me. You're actually the dumbest motherfucker I know. Anything you could actually say in life has been negated by your incredible stupidity and actions. No one should ever listen to you. But that's the thing. These people they actually get dumbass people on the internet to listen to them. And these people are so dumb that gullible moron.
And DSP revealed that Kat is going to make American-style barbecue cookout food. Basically, what this is going to be is a bunch of frozen foods reheated. And DSP going, oh, my wife's such a good cook. Oh, blah, 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 fat bitch. And DSP keeps saying, I have nothing to do with Wings of Redemption. I have nothing to do with him. He doesn't talk to me. I haven't talked to him in a very long time. And then on Wings of Redemption's own stream, he leaked this. His own Twitter DMs. And there's one from DSP that says, okay, enough with this bullshit. And this is from June 13th, last week. Then someone asked DSP, why don't you write a book about your life? And in response, DSP said he can't write a book. And then told people, get ready for this, instead of reading a book about him, watch all 17 years of documented content on his channels instead. Phil, people don't even want to watch the stuff you do now. You think they're going to go back the past 17 years and watch all your content? And I use the word content very loosely. And DSP finally finished Liza P DLC, even though everyone else has done it already. And you can tell he's checked out, and let's see how well it went for DSP.
I can't move. I give up. Fuck this. It's too time consuming to get to him. I don't have a problem with the second phase. I have a problem with so much time wasted getting to the second phase. I'm not going to treat this like Millennia with Elden Ring. This doesn't matter. It's just a fucking DLC for a fucking game that's a Souls-like. I'm just going to use her and beat it now. I've tried for over 2.5 hours. I know I could do it if I had enough time. I just don't care. I'm not going to get a pot of gold. I'm not going to be rewarded heartily for beating it without summoning her. Fuck this. I'm just going to beat it now. I've had enough.
Now, I will say this. There is nothing wrong with using summonings, or allies, or other people. But when you're an arrogant asshole who says, I'm so great at soul games, I am the best, I am a great gamer, I never had to use summons in Elden Ring or Dark Souls or blah blah blah, and anyone that used it didn't play it correctly, and then you do this, where you say, I give up, I'm gonna use a summon, I need help. Well, that shows you what a bitch you are. And then DSP went on a rant about kiwi farms and why his supporters are all doxxed on there. And then a brand new food place opened up near Phil, and he's complaining that they're not on DoorDash yet. Remember, they opened up a few days ago. And since they're not on DoorDash right now, that means they're making it hard for him to try it. This man needs his handheld every single day of his life. Then we have this comment in chat. Hey Phil, how does it feel to be the laughingstock of YouTube, threatening to sue people that restream your content? You legally cannot sue anyone, so everything you said earlier meant nothing. Thanks. Then we have Poems Past. A few weeks ago, DSP told people he doesn't crave red meat anymore because of his gout, while discussing his eating habits. Today, he's buying 2 hamburgers and telling people he has a craving for burgers right now. And keep in mind as well, in the past, he has said, this is his words, not mine, that him and Kat order midnight snack burgers from Wendy's and McDonald's. But remember dude, he knows what he's talking about, he's the health expert. And then DSP retcons yet again, living in his delusional world. He believes before This Is How You Don't Play, he never had trolls, he never had detractors, he never had people criticizing him or laughing at him. And the main difference is before and after This Is How You Don't Play, is that people were more vocal about it. They were still there, they just weren't as vocal.
Big Boss did a $2 super chat. Do you have more or less trolls than in your early years? Well, if you mean early years, so we were talking way early on, like 2008 through let's say 2012, the first 4 years. The first 4 years, I had very few trolls. There were a few, but they were weirdos. Like DSP cult leader and weirdo shit like that. No one really took them seriously. Everyone laughed at them. They were like a fringe thing. When This Is How You Don't Play began, that's when the dedicated troll following started. And that's when it started to exponentially increase. As of now, see, here's the thing, is when you say, do you have more or less trolls? Depends on what you mean by troll. I don't think that people who are laughing at me on social media are my trolls. They're just normal people laughing at a meme, as opposed to these dedicated weirdos, you know? Like, right now, there's a lot of dedicated weirdos, but the reason they're doing it is money. I don't know. By the way, I'm not a bean counter. I don't sit here counting every single weirdo out there saying, you know, oh, this guy's doing this guy's doing this guy's doing this guy took this from me, this guy stole this. I don't do that. I just broadcast every day and make content. I don't even know who's out there right now, honestly.
And DSP finally got his Wendy's, and he titles this, Wendy's screwed up my order, where he liked and disliked some items in the meal. Then apparently there was an issue. The cream corn was not on it. And this is something Wendy's did themselves, because apparently people were complaining about it, so they took it away. And DSP said, they ripped me off, they lied to me. And look at this face, absolutely ugly bastard. So now it's that time again. Let's see DSP fail and fail and fail over Mario Kart, a children's game, in an endless loop of destruction and humiliation.
Oh, I'll take advice, sure. Jay Kuma says, would you take some advice during your Mario Kart World stream? Absolutely. Any game mechanics and things that I don't understand or I don't know about Mario Kart World, yeah, share them. I'm looking at the wrong camera. Share them with me. I'd like to learn. You know, I didn't study Mario Kart World to learn anything new. I'm just playing, you know. Okay. What? Wait, what? I actually did get past 20th and they didn't give it to me. I was in 21st. I used the bullet. I passed 2 people and it said I was eliminated. That's complete nonsense. 100% baloney. It said 21st and I hit it and you saw me pass people and they claimed I still didn't get 20th. I was doing fine, but when I hit the guy, it pushed me into the car, which I didn't know would happen. Dude, I'm screwed. I can't get anything going. There's no items. I'm done. It's over. This is the qualification right here. Yeah, I'm done. I can't get up to him. Nope. No, it's over. Dude, I was in first, dominating the whole race. Then all of a sudden it was hit, and that was it. There was no opportunity to ever come back from being hit multiple times. Didn't play poorly. Just nothing you can do. Literally no chance. That's Mario Kart. I didn't have any items to avoid the blue shell. Like, I think the feather and the speaker avoids the blue shell, and I didn't have either one. So there was nothing I could do about that. What is this nonsense? Are you kidding? I have absolutely no speed at all. For chat, are you wearing your Tuesday underwear today? Laughing out loud. No. I do have a set of underwear that actually has the day on each one. I'm not kidding you. But I'm not wearing those this week. I have more than 1 week's worth of underwear, so I'm not wearing those today.
And then guys, you're never gonna believe this. DSP ended the stream not hitting the goal, but all of a sudden, he leaves the slideshow on, and there's a Whale Mary, and he comes back, and he celebrates that he hit the goal, and he's successful again, dude.
Did this come through? I just came back into the office. I went downstairs to throw everything out. Did these all come through? Legit? Lance Catamaran gifted 8 subs as I went downstairs to throw out the trash. So we actually hit the goal. Lance, you really wait till like the absolute last moment, don't you? This is the second time he's done this, where he does it when the stream's going offline and I don't get to talk about it because I wasn't here. Well, it did count. It came through. So now we are at 31 goals. Eight subs. 154. Yup, we hit it. All right, well, I guess we'll do it. It's better late than never. Thank you to everyone for supporting the stream today. I appreciate it very, very much. And you guys are awesome. Thank you for support. Now, why are you supporting now? Mozzie did a $2 super chat. He says he loves to see you beg and squirm. Yeah, but I didn't. I didn't beg or squirm. I did the gameplay. I mentioned it. I did the DSP tries. That was it. You know, today I was so busy with this other shit trying to finish this boss fight. I didn't even care. You know, I didn't even mention it. And DSP is the GOAT just did a $5 super chat. So now we far exceeded the goal. All right, everyone. Well, thank you so very much. We will be doing this new Sonic Pickle menu as the next DSP tries it. It comes out on the 30th. So we have a few, days to hit it. No problem. And thank you guys for the early support here. We're now at 31 out of 40. I'll see you tonight for Mario Kart, guys. All right, peace out. See you then.
Then we see Review Brawl of the Week, eating the Wendy's Talkie meal. However, there is a very special comment on this video. And look at that, Wendy's. My satisfaction is immeasurable, and my day is made. And now Wednesday, as we get closer and closer to the end of the week for Darkside Phil. And today, he opens up the pre-stream complaining that people are talking about him using a summon during the Liza P DLC final boss. After he gave up, he said, I'm not doing this anymore. Boom, I'm getting help with this. And he has a meltdown because people are now calling him a game journalist.
Now, hilarious part about all this is, of course, idiots on the internet complaining, saying, Phil didn't actually beat Liza P. He rage quit, he this and that. All right, I'm just going to explain something to you. All right? I have legitimately beat Melania multiple times. I legitimately beat Radon. I legitimately beat everything in Elden Ring. I didn't do the clone summon. What is it? The cheer summon or whatever it's called. I forget what it's called. Everyone else did that. I didn't do that. I went through all of these FromSoft games legit without summon assisting. I know I can do it if I felt like it, but here's the truth of it. I don't get anything for it. All right? I don't get a ginormous feeling of self-accomplishment saying, I beat this game without summons. It's never happened. All right? And the few times that I have actually performed above the average when it comes to these games, nobody cares. I'll give you an example. Sekiro. At first, Sekiro was very rough and it beat my ass. By the end of the game, I mastered the parry system. I beat the final boss in 3 tries. It only took me 15 minutes. It took everyone else 15 hours. Everyone complained the final boss of Sekiro was one of the most insanely difficult things ever. I just kicked his ass. I literally embarrassed the final boss. I bullied him. I bullied the final boss and kept breaking him with the special move or the special item. And it was hilarious. People were laughing like, what the fuck just happened? How did Phil do that? It's like an opposite day, right? Now, did anyone care when that happened? Was I showered with praise? Did everyone say, wow, Darkside Phil is great. Give this guy some credit. Did someone come and drop thousands of dollars on my stream? No, no one cared. No one cared at all. It doesn't matter. You understand? It doesn't. There's no big reward. No one's going to come to my house and hand me a trophy and a title belt. No one's going to make, wow, Darkside Phil is so amazing. Let's praise this guy and come and get, no one gives a shit. So if I spent another stream and I legit beat the final boss of Liza P Overture without summoning, no one would care. So that's why I said, fuck this, and I did the summon, and I said, we're done with it. So if you have a problem with that, I don't know what else to say, but do it yourself. If you have a problem with someone beating a game in a certain way, when the mechanic is there, then buy the game and beat it yourself. Simple enough. I'm not going to sit here and listen to idiots who are going to scream, because the truth is, if I took my time and I did another stream of this game, everyone would complain, Phil did it the wrong way, this is boring, why is he still playing this? He should have just summoned. So then I summon, oh, why'd he summon? He cheated. No, I don't care. You're literally, your opinion is irrelevant. I'm good with the way I beat it. We did a great stream where we did the epilogue content. All done. Moving on. Tough titties. Okay.
And the Minecraft playthrough is not going very well for DSP. It always has to be saved at the last second or after the stream by one whale. And he's upset that people who asked for Minecraft to come back 5 years ago didn't show back up for it, and his current audience is calling Minecraft boring. And remember how he said in the previous day, you give me $100, you can decide what happens on Thursday. And then your future stepdad, like the cuck that he is, gave him $100. Well, guess what? He doesn't decide what's going to happen on Thursday. He puts up a poll and says he wants to do Q&A. The entire stream, just Q&A. Then of course, DSP got Wendy's, so now he's on to the next thing, which is Sonic with the pickle menu. How exciting, Phil. And then we have this super chat. Ever think about doing content that takes a little bit of effort? Surely doing the bare minimum, where you push the live button and ramble, gets old. And we have a quote from DSP because the money is not coming in. Any more last minute contributions? Currently we're at $14. That's not good. And then DSP went through his wish list, and one thing that stood out was Cast and Chill, because if you notice on the right hand side, it shows the price and add to cart, and that only happens if you don't own the game. So the question was, did DSP refund an indie game, or was there something else? Because remember, he said after he played the game, the devs came to him with codes, and Cast and Chill still shows up in his library. Then we have this DM here, Wombat Brawler, which makes Cast and Chill. And they go on to say that at launch, they sent out a batch of codes to hundreds of streamers based on follower size alone. And because DSP has all those dead accounts of his 200,000 plus YouTube channel, they probably sent him one. And then someone sent them a message about DSP, and they said, in the future, we'll be more mindful to send codes to creators whose values and communities align with the cozy, wholesome tone of our work and studio. Which means DSP got a free code for this game, didn't disclose it, which is against YouTube TOS, and didn't give any credit to Wombat or anyone else. What a scumbag. And then DSP starts playing Onimusha 2, and he realizes something after 30 minutes. He beat the game, and he is pissed. He didn't realize there was only 30 minutes, and it's the audience's fault. They didn't tell him he only had 30 minutes left. Well, Phil, it's almost like you're the streamer, and you should know these things. And guess what he's gonna do? For 2 hours, Q&A. Then someone convinced him to play Capcom versus SNK 2. And of course, it's DSP being DSP.
Here comes the
All right.
new challenge. You must crush them.
This person has a secret. What do you think it is? I know what their secret is. They're an asshole.
And you can add another game to the drop game, rage quit, whatever you want to call it. As DSP has now said, he will not return to Elden Ring Night Rain. And as Gout points out, that is game 28 that this year DSP has quit. And DSP did not hit the goal on the first stream. So you know what that means? It's bag tweet time. As DSP puts this on Twitter, please come by, engage in support to make up for the road bump earlier today. See you then. Then a really dented person pretend to be Hideo Kojima. I hope you enjoy my magnum opus tomorrow. We have revamped the P in physics. And of course, his big brain mods. That's not the real Kojima. Then he starts telling his audience, we're behind on goals, we need momentum, because the support on the first stream was really slow. And once again, it's becoming more and more common. He had turkey burgers yet again for dinner that he made, not Cat. And he's still blaming the audience for the earlier stream being cut short for gameplay, because nobody told him he only had 30 minutes of the game left. Again, Phil, bro, you're the streamer. If you're ever wondering how lazy DSP is, how much time he wastes, this is a great example of him listing what he has to get ready for, because he has Death Stranding 2 tomorrow, a premiere day. And he's telling people, don't wait till last minute, I have to get out of here, give me money early.
I can't stay late tonight. I gotta set up for Death Stranding 2 tomorrow, which means I gotta hook up my PlayStation, download the game, make a thumbnail, make a new playlist, set it all up. So I gotta do extra work after the stream.
And one thing I really hate about Phil is when he gets a tip and he says, I have received, and then hypes it up because he got money. Well, guess what he's doing in Taxi Life Simulator? Every time he gets a tip in-game, he says, wow, I have received. Then goes on to say, it'd be really nice if someone in real life gave me the same tip. Then we have Jade. I good. I was go to Costco. I not like go Costco. In is crazy. That's your audience right there, Phil. Then of course, if it doesn't involve scat or piss or gay humor, DSP doesn't like it, and he says he doesn't understand British comedy. It's too dry for him. And then someone brought up about Kino Casino being weird fucks. And DSP said he knew all about Kino Casino being weirdo fucks, saying he knew all about them and their shit, but he was riding it to get what he wanted and get the fuck out. Of course, that goes against the whole narrative of it was peaceful, it was mutual, but then goes back to his original King Snake narrative. Then he's complaining that Taxi Life Simulator is stressing him out. And he got so greedy because he kept getting dollar tips. He's now begging people to give him tips that are more than $1. And he's begging people, he wants money because he wants to do DSP Tries It on day 1 for the pickle burger. And he says he needs to hit the goal tonight so he can stay on track to do DSP Tries It on Monday. It's pertinent because the pickle burger from Sonic starts on Monday. And now we're gonna see how DSP did in Taxi Life Simulator. And it's funny because it starts out with him barely able to open a can, and it shows you truly how pathetic he is.
White Claw. Ready? Oh, that was a sharp one. That's what I was going for. That really solid crack. I got it perfect crack. Absolutely, that sounded great. Wow. And even the light, the RGB light on my microphone went crazy for it. There you go. Oh, it sprayed all over my keyboard, though. Oh, man, hold on. Shit. Oh, all right, so 2 shout-outs. We had Nick, who did a $2 super chat. Would I ever drive for Uber? No. I would not. Couple reasons, but mostly because, for me, I can't really drive really long distances because of my previous back injury. My back can get sore or tight or tired. So I need to take frequent breaks. I can't drive like 45 minutes to an hour. My back will start killing me. So that would make sense, especially because Uber, you got to just drive however they want you to drive, right? And it's also too much of a liability. I don't really have a car that's a great car built for massive driving or anything, so I wouldn't do that. Left turn only? Really? Right turn only? No. Look at that. I got the fare. Just like that. Welcome back, Jade.
Hello.
Hello. We're off. We're off, but I'm going the wrong way. Maybe I can just go reverse the whole way. Oh, yeah, hold on. Watch this.
Do you even have a driver's license?
What are you talking about? What? We're going the right way. We're going the right way. How dare you complain? We were going the right direction. It's your fault. Well, now we got to go the other way. Now we're going the wrong way down the street, and it's your fault because you complain.
I should report you to the authorities.
Oh! I can't get off the road. Look, the road is I can't turn around. There's nowhere you can turn your car around. It's all, look at this. There's literally nowhere I can turn around. The music ended perfectly. The music ended absolutely perfectly. All right. Darkside Jasper has gifted a sub over on Kick. Thank you to Darkside Jasper. We're now up to 106 in support. I don't know what this woman's problem was. I was driving the correct distance, the correct direction. I mean, I was going in reverse, but I knew what I was doing. Okay. Oh, oh! Here you go. Oh, you go. Now pick up that fare. Make that money. Guys, we got less than 30 minutes left to hit the go. You know that we can do it. Gotta take control. Drop those subs. Drop the memberships. Do a super chat and leave a tip now. Come on, baby. Support the stream. Come on. All right. All right, guys. So I'm going to go get another White Claw, and we're going to stream for another hour. We're at $50. Now, guys, earlier today, sadly, the stream didn't go well. It's no one's fault. Not your fault, not my fault. The game ended in 20 minutes, and then I had to do an impromptu stream of fighting games. People did support it, but didn't know it was happening. So we didn't hit the goal at all earlier. We only raised like $60. Tonight, I really need to hit this goal if we're going to stay on pace so we can do DSP Tries It next week on Monday when this new Grillo's Pickle menu comes out at Sonic. We want to do it on the day it comes out when it's pertinent. All right? So let's hit the goal tonight. Again, I said this earlier. If there's anyone out there who's like, oh, I'll support at the end. Please don't. Please support now so we can hit this goal. Because last time someone supported late and I almost didn't even count it because I didn't even know it was coming. It came after the stream was offline. Tonight, I cannot stay late. Tonight, I have to get out of here on time because I have to set up for Death Stranding 2 tomorrow. Downloading the game, getting, art for the stream and setting up all the new stuff, the playlist and everything. It's a pain. It's extra work, so I can't stick around late on this one. All right? So if you're here and you're going to contribute, please contribute to the stream. All right? I'm just going to run and get another White Claw, and I'll be right back.
And of course, at the very last second, he had anonymous tip to save the stream. However, he's worried about future support for this game, and he has threatened to wage quit this game if people don't support this in the future. And look at that. Even though he made the goal on the second stream, the first stream he did not make the goal, which means almost 10 minutes of the daily wrap. And here we see a picture of Phil getting off the short bus. And now, Thursday, the second last day of the week for DSP, and the very first thing we see is DSP shaken like a crackhead. And then DSP updates his schedule in the most DSP way, as he put, chill Steam Indie Stream. Why, Phil? Why? And of course, DSP yet again coping and seething that the detractors, the trolls, get more views than him. And he believes every view, that's his dollar, dude. When the fact of the matter is, Phil, if there was no detractors, you wouldn't be around. And even if you were around, nobody would be able to stomach 8 hours of your content. People can barely stand 8 minutes of your content, Phil.
Oh, in true Super Bonchan, I don't dislike any of these people. I don't know them. I don't watch their content. I don't care. I hear about them more from you than I know of them. I don't watch it. I've had all that stuff stricken from my feeds. When I go on YouTube, I never get recommended those crap videos. I have none of it in my socials feeds. It's all gone. So it's as if they don't exist to me. I only know they exist because you tell me, hey, did you know that so-and-so is rebroadcasting you right now and getting all these views? That's how I know of their existence. I pay no heed. So there you go. But that's right, it is. It's like they're taking food off the plate. They're taking my profits. Again, I have a DSP Tries It video that's getting more views at a more accelerated rate than anyone I've done in like the last several months. But if you look at the people who stole the video before I posted it, guess what? They stole all the initial views. That video, Dead to Right, should have anywhere between 10 to 20,000 views minimum, but they took them all. And that's my money. Anything there that was monetized, that's my revenue that they have stolen. So, you know, one day it'll clap back, but I guess they just want to keep digging themselves deeper. I already laid down the law the other day and said, listen, I have the legal right to do this. This is notice. And they continue to do it. So let them keep digging the hole as deep as they want, because that's just more money for me later. It's all good.
And DSP always complains whenever music gets claimed in his videos, which means he makes no money on that video. He begs people, please give me money because my video got demonetized. Please guys, please make it up for me. So now, he's going to get on another creator about demonetized videos.
So here's the thing, Jay Kuma. It's really not a big deal. Like Jay Kuma says, check settings to see if there's anything in there that they patched in. I'm watching Rad Brad. He had voice audio muted because of it. Rad Brad had voice audio muted because he wants to make money on his videos, because his videos, unbeknownst to just for some bizarre fucking reason, they still get like hundreds of thousands of views for playing gameplay. I don't know why, because no one else really gets those views. He still does for some reason. I don't know. But he actually makes bank on his playthroughs. So he wants to monetize it. So he would rather mute actual game dialogue to make money on his video. For me, I'm even if Death Stranding Part 2 gets 10,000 views on Part 1, the most I would make is like $15 on that video. So do I care? Not really. I'll probably just let it roll.
Then DSP had a surprise for his audience. The text font today is to celebrate Death Stranding 2. And he said, I hope you like the font today. A very Death Stranding-esque font. Whatever the fuck that means. And then, right before DSP starts up Death Stranding 2, he says, I love the story of Death Stranding 1. Then he starts the game. And he says immediately, I don't remember the story of the first game at all. Gin brain, everyone. And then this was extra pathetic. So he's been playing video games for at least 18 years. And most of the time it's been on PlayStation. So on the screen it says, press this button. And what does DSP do? He looks down at the controller to see where that button is. Also, I want to point out the placement of his camera, absolutely horrible. It looks like he's drowning in an ocean. And Death Stranding 2 was absolutely clown mode, all over the place, absolutely annoying, even more retarded than usual. So let's see how well Death Stranding 2 went for DSP on day 1.
The controller's vibrating like crazy when it does this stuff. It feels kind of cinematic to have the controller interact with the screen so much. It's kind of nice.
Like last time, you'll be using it to welcome people into a whole new world.
A whole new world. A whole new world of woke Disney movies. Great. They've been missing out on all of them. We have to give them all of them at once.
It won't be any harder than before either.
The moment he walks away, unloads into the diaper, fully filling it.
Don't break my kid.
Well, there we are. There you have
Like last time.
La la loo, la la loo. Get some Z's Dream Sweeper. La la loo, la la loo. Wait, did he? What the hell? He's able to pass through them? There's no risk to him anymore? Oh, it was fake. He had a hologram up to scare people away from his house, get it? There's all the racist stereotypical stuff. We're in Mexico, there should be sombreros and mariachi bands and, you know, where are the tacos? Like, no taquitos? What's going on? This is our welcome? What kind of a welcome is it? Man, he's dirty as shit. All right, we definitely need to wash. He's disgusting. Our facilities. That's it? Well, let's use the toilet and shower. It's time. I've been waiting so many years for this. Finally. No, wait, what? That was so underwhelming. No butt cheeks, no urination. Didn't even pop a log in there. Oh. You can sleep. Do you think Sam shits in the shower? J. Kuma asks. Well, it's the future. So maybe if they have like vacuums at the bottom, that would suck. Maybe in the future, maybe you don't even have to go. There's a tube, you put it in your butt and it sucks the turds out, right? So you don't even if you're not ready, it'll do it anyway. Here we go. Someone just asked me, why don't I restream Asmongold and make fun of him to get back at him for stealing your content like that? Because I just make real content that's my own and original. I don't have to make fun of other people to entertain an audience and make a living. I don't take the lowest common denominator. I don't do the easy shit. I actually, work. That's why. Okay.
And of course, when the child showed up in Death Stranding 2, System Crawl got reminded of this. DERICH, with his comment in DSP's chat. DSP Gaming, do you think the guy kidnapping the child should go to jail or get a warning? That's a real quote there, by the way. He really said that. And despite DSP playing Death Stranding 1, he doesn't understand why there's so many guns, why people keep giving him multiple weapons. And then I pointed this out. Just like in the first game, you can't get ammo, so you're constantly switching guns. And this eventually bit DSP in the ass during a boss fight, which he complained he was not prepared for. And then DSP started talking to the on-demand people that watched this after the fact. And he thinks because he's now playing AAA games again, people are coming back to watch him. Because they went away for the indie stuff. And he asked them how his setup looks and let him know in the comments. Then DSP will upgrade every single part of his stream except for the one thing he needs, which is somebody else on stream other than Phil, because Phil is the problem. However, he thinks it's everything else. And he says in the future he will upgrade his stream quality to 4K. Then of course, lack of yellow paint, DSP is getting confused and lost where to go in Death Stranding 2. And by the way, you hold the L1 and there's a marker, it shows on the screen where to go, and he's still getting lost. And then we see a picture of a delivery man carrying packages in Death Stranding 2, and DSP is crying. But then, there's a DoorDash employee, and DSP is horny. And we had the whale save the stream, and it was Lisa Lou. And they say they cannot make the premiere of Death Stranding 2. They're not in chat. They will watch after on demand, but they want to support the stream. Make that make sense. And then I pointed something out. When was the last time Lisa Lou super chatted or gave memberships? So she only supports by tips. She only contributes when there is no pop-up notification. I wonder why. And the reason I bring this up is OIC loves attention. A lot of people say this is OIC, and 99% it probably is. But when OIC has a sock account, they always super chat, they give memberships, they do stuff on Kick, so there's some form of recognition. However, Lisa Lou, to my knowledge, has never done that. Which is very odd because my theory is that Phil has all these fake people with fake names where he pretends they give him money just so he can grease the wheels and motivate people to build momentum. Then we get to the night stream where DSP is going to look at the Steam summer sale. Now, I'm not going to get your hopes up here. There's no gameplay. I would give Phil credit if he actually bought games, played them for 10-15 minutes on stream, and had like almost a mini marathon tonight. But you know what he did? He went on his wish list, he went on DLC, saw what was available, and just bought DLC for a truck sim. That is it. That is all he did. And now DSP, once again, going back to the trolls, the detractors, and the restreamers, and telling them your time is coming. Eventually, I'm gonna clap back. This is the second time today that he's made a rant like this.
Oh, this is funny. Someone said, why does YouTube allow this stuff? YouTube allows everything. YouTube literally will allow anything unless legal action is taken. They don't stop anything. Even their copyright system is busted, Let's say right now, you have something that you've created. It's 100% your work. Someone can literally take it from your channel and put it on theirs. And then if you strike them with a copyright strike on YouTube and say, hey, that's mine, you stole it, they could just dispute it and say, fuck you, reverse this. And that's it. Unless you get a lawsuit with a lawyer, it gets reversed. Guess how much a lawsuit and a lawyer costs? Thousands upon thousands of dollars. So unless you're rich, you can't defend yourself on YouTube, and everyone is able to rob you, basically. It's a pretty messed up system. Don't you think that only the rich can protect themselves from theft? Everyone else, there's no system in place to stop it? Sounds pretty broken, doesn't it? Because it is. And one day it's going to go to court, and it's not going to stand, and YouTube's going to get fucked. But we haven't gotten to that point yet. So, a $5 super chat and says, people like to watch you on all sides, and if there's another stream, at least the detractors can be over there instead of derailing this stream. Don't get me wrong, I don't miss their presence on my stream, but understand that every single one of them should be a monetized view for me that I don't get. I am losing thousands of dollars because I'm getting stolen from, and everyone knows this. That's why they're doing it. And I have the right to get what's mine later down the line whenever I feel like it. But yeah, I get what you're saying, but it doesn't mean that they have the right to rob me. Understand? They just don't. They have the right to wait and then do transformative works. They don't have the right to live rob me like they're doing.
And you would think just buying DLC for a game would be an easy thing, but not for DSP, who's gonna lose his mind and go crazy and clown mode over DLC for American Truck Simulator.
Kansas, and it doesn't say I own it, but I have Kansas. Good Lord. I have Texas. It doesn't say that I have it. You've done it! You did it, Steam! You pissed me off, and now I'm confused. I'm an old, kerfuddled, curmudgeon, middle-aged idiot, and I don't know what I'm doing on stream. Alright.
Then he also went on a mini rant about how the DLC for American Truck Simulator is predatory. They're ripping people off, they're taking advantage of people. And what does DSP do right after saying that? He proceeds to buy $40 worth of the DLC that he said himself is predatory. Wow, DSP, I wonder how you fell for the predatory nature of WWE champions. And if you want any more proof that DSP's dents are degenerates, well, here's the clip for you.
We're very close to the goal, guys. Actually, it looks like I got a $1.55 tip here from Richie. What sound would you... Oh, it's this guy again, talking about things going up my butthole.
And now DSP is going to attack another indie game because he's a graphic snob. He's going to say, it doesn't look good. How did it sell so well? I don't get it. And of course, the only reason DSP doesn't like indie games is because he doesn't make money off of them. His audience hates them, but it's DSP, and he keeps shoehorning indie games into his rotation and gets angry every single time they don't work out for him.
Wow, it's expensive. $28. What is this? What is this? This is what you suggest for me? This nonsense? Look at this game. How dare you? How insulting. Look at this game. No, you guys told me about this one before, right? You said that basically the graphics look silly, but the game is actually a really, really good game. That it's a plot, a interesting plot about survival or something like that. Right? Like you said, it was pretty good, like the actual narrative. See, I would compare this to say, did you ever play the game, oh God, what was it? To the Moon? To the Moon looks like shit. It looks like Final Fantasy 6 or 4 in a modern day, you know, like why would I play that? But actually it's one of the most emotional games I've ever played back in the day. So if it's like that, I don't really care about the graphics, but I'm going to be honest, the graphics do look crap. This looks like a shitty Flash game to me. But I'm going to take your word for it that there is a good game behind it, even though it looks like ass. Oh yeah, King Ferb says, Jade wants to look at Dinosaur. I already played one of those. Why is this $28? Why is it so expensive? It looks like it was made in Flash for $2. Why is it $28? If this game, no lie, right now if this game were $7, I would buy it. $28, man? Look at it. It looks like the doodles of a 5-year-old. What happened here? 1 million copies sold. Oh my God. Oh, let's see here. I got a $1 tip from someone saying, RimWorld is one of the best games I've ever played. It has a unique emergent storytelling and mechanics are great for streamers, unlike anything you've ever played. Don't let the graphics dissuade you. It's well worth the price if a sci-fi colony sim interests you. I don't know, man. I'm very skeptical. I wish there was a way to test it, but... And again, I hate to say it, I want you to understand, I'm not prejudiced against 8-bit games at all. Like, I actually like them. But it seems like whenever I try to play a game that looks like that, people get turned off. Perfect example, I just did that demo of the horror game. What was it called? Like Terra Obscura or whatever? Whatever it was called. I just did this demo. I thought it was scary. I thought the gameplay elements were good. I liked that there was live action horror cutscenes. Most people were like, oh, that sucks. Like, what do you mean? If this had 3D graphics, would you like it? And the answer is yeah, they probably would. If it was fully 3D rendered, they'd be like, oh, that's amazing. But people look at games and they judge them just at what it looks like in the modern day, I hate to say. And a game like that, is that going to bring people to a stream when it looks like a game from, you know, a Flash Games era from Newgrounds from like the year 2002? I don't think so. And I know that other streamers may be able to pull it off because their audience suck up everything that they possibly do. But that doesn't really happen with me, right? It doesn't. Like, I hate to say it, there's some games that have done really well for others, like Disco Elysium, and my audience is not interested. That is true. Dark Mega says, remember that the cool thing with Steam is you have 2 hours to try any particular game, and if it's not working, you could ask for a refund. That is true. At the same time, I want you to understand, it's not the money. You know what I mean? Like, it's not, for right now, I'm good. I'm not like it used to be where I actually had the nickel and dime everything. I can drop money on stuff. It's fine. It's not a big deal. I can blow money on these kind of games. For me, it's the time investment in the stream. The stream has to be a stream where people are liking it, they're engaging, they're supporting the stream. It's not that I dropped the money on the game and the game didn't work, so I refund the game and get my money back. It's that now I had a whole night stream that no one liked, and I didn't get any support because of it. You see the difference? It's, I need to entertain the audience and have a successful stream. I don't care about getting the money back.
And then it looked like he was going to miss the goal. There was no Lance Catamaran. There was no Your Future Stepdad. There was no Endio. He was sad. He was gone. He's about to log out. And then all of a sudden, a whale returns. Ren324. The guy who spends money on DSP instead of his son is back wailing out on DSP. And then someone tells DSP about the Steam cards because he had no idea about them. And he says, I don't care about Steam cards. And then goes to the tab, and for the next 15 minutes, he's looking at Steam cards. And now we get to Friday, and we're gonna see how DSP's week ended. But apparently, one of the developers of RimWorld found out DSP was talking shit about their game. And they said, Phil tried to go viral, insulted my work on RimWorld, laughing my ass off. And then we see DSP in his mobile car. And of course, DSP has to defend himself over RimWorld, saying it's not him, it's his audience that hates it. He loves the game. His audience is ignorant. And also saying the people that clipped him took stuff out of context to create drama. That sounds very familiar, almost like DSP says that every single time there's a clip of him out there. And look at that, guys. New superstar in WWE Champions. But I'm sure DSP is biting his fingernail right now. And now DSP is going to go on a major rant. Because we all know DSP is an alcoholic. And before he tried to hide it, he told people, I don't drink off camera anymore. I only drink on Christmas. And then it became the holidays. Then it became for marathons for money. Then it became, oh, sometimes me and my wife have drinks. And then it was, oh, I'm gonna drink for driving games. When I go for a restaurant, I'm gonna get a drink there. And it kept escalating. And people are worried, his fans that is, the dents, and they're going to confront him. And of course, DSP, just like an alcoholic in denial, is going to lash out and be very toxic.
Listen to this. This is absolutely hilarious. Remember when you only drank for Christmas? Yes, I remember when I only drank on stream for Christmas. That's correct. Now it's 2 to 3 times a week. No, it's not. Now it's 2 times a week max whenever I'm doing a driving game. You know, American Truck Sim, and now we've added Taxi Life. And each night I'm drinking 2 White Claws, okay? Your days off, that's not true. Not always drinking on my days off. I don't know where you got that impression. And every marathon. That is to some extent true. The amount that I drink during a marathon is determined by the amount of support I get. It's kind of a gimmick. You know, when you say you only used to drink on Christmas, you're right, but that's also because we didn't do marathons. Now, we do a marathon once a month, and it's a very special event, and people like it. So, if it's working, why wouldn't you keep doing it, right? That can't be good for a recovering alcoholic. Okay, allow me to explain something to you. There's no such thing as a recovering alcoholic, all right, when you're talking about someone who has told you about, like, 7 years ago, I was overly drinking and I was drinking almost all the time, every night, behind the scenes, awful stuff, mistreating my body, okay? Idiots say things like, well, if you're an alcoholic, you can never recover. Well, let me ask you a question. When you're an alcoholic, it means that you're completely dependent on the substance. Every day, you have an addiction. You want it. You crave it. You want it in your system. You feel better. You get those, endorphins or whatever when you actually drink, correct? And it's not just alcoholism. It's any substance abuse. For some people, it's cigarettes. For some people, it's weed. For some people, it's other kinds of drugs. For some people, it's eating, actually. But it's an addiction, correct? If you're an alcoholic, it means that you rely on this every single day. It has to be part of your routine. It has to be something that you run back to, right? Okay. Usually, when you think alcoholism, you think someone has it out of control. They can't stop, right? I will tell you, there were times in my life when this was absolutely the case. There was times during the 2000s, and there were times during the 2010s when this was the case for me, where it was out of control, and I was acting in ways that I normally wouldn't because I was under the influence. It was actually hurting my lifestyle, my body, my relationships with people. Absolutely. I've told you this stuff, right? But what's hilarious about this is that people say, oh my God, wait a minute, but you were an alcoholic. You're drinking? Yes, because in life, it's not absolutes. Do you get it? In life, it's about moderation and doing things responsibly. Maybe in the past, I admit I've had substance abuse issues with alcohol. I've told you all about it publicly. I've admitted it. It's been something intimate that I've opened up about, right? That doesn't mean that today, if I drink 2 White Claws on a driving stream and I get a little bit of a buzz and we're having fun, that now I've become an alcoholic. If you think that, you're actually a fucking retard, all right? I want you to understand that. If you actually think that because someone who has problems in the past is having 1 or 2 casual drinks in a controlled, responsible environment and having fun with an audience, that they're an alcoholic, you're actually a fucking moron. And no one can help you because you actually think life is black and white. It's either you're an alcoholic or you are fucking teetotaler, straight edge. That's not how life works, okay? So when you send me a super chat like that and you say one of the most dumb fucking things I've ever heard, I laugh at how dumb and ignorant you are, all right? I'm an irresponsible adult. I'm not drinking and then driving. I'm not drinking myself into a stupor every night and acting a fool, okay? What you're saying doesn't exist. A responsible adult has the ability to have a drink or 2 every once in a while and have fun, particularly if it's enhancing the experience of a stream. You guys said me doing this when I'm doing the driving streams is kind of fun because I get buzzed and, we have fun conversation. It actually makes the driving more difficult, and you can see, having, fender benders and stuff in the games. It's funny, right? So, could you be dumber? No, I don't think so. I actually think that if you think that because I have a couple drinks on a driving stream that I'm an alcoholic, you're actually a fucking idiot. And you actually need help. You need help. Not me. You're the one who needs fucking help. Okay? Now, marathons, like I said, definitely interesting because sometimes I end up drinking way too much, I admit, and other times there's almost nothing. It really depends on levels of support and stuff. All right. So, and that's directly dependent on stuff. And I told you guys during marathons, I have to pace myself. I will not go crazy and drink way too much. That did happen during my birthday marathon because I didn't understand how strong that moonshine was. Oh, God. I legit drank too much and I got sick, right? That next day, I couldn't even come to stream on time. That's a situation where, yeah, things got out of hand. I adjusted. If you haven't noticed, that hasn't happened again. I'm not really doing that stuff anymore. I'm probably not going to be drinking moonshine. That's crazy. It's too strong, right? So, yeah, it's that simple. It's not a big deal. Idiots making shit up like, oh, you drink every time on your day off. No, I don't. How would you even fucking know that? Are you in my house staring at me? Do you have fucking security cameras watching my behavior? What are you talking about? Because you live in a detractor world and you're an obsessed lunatic doesn't mean you know anything about me. You're a fucking idiot. So thanks for the $5, you complete fucking moron. I hope you've now been publicly humiliated enough.
DSP also claimed he is still paying for Netflix, but hasn't used it since WrestleMania. That was like 3 months ago, by the way, and he's still paying for it. He also told people he's still paying for Nexus mods, which he hasn't used very many since Dark Souls, because someone else gave him mods for Minecraft. Then we have a $50 super chat from that name. Hey DSP, hope you're having a great day, man. Keep ignoring the trolls. And Poems Pass with a very interesting point. 3 things DSP claimed he doesn't do anymore for his family. 1. I've stopped playing mobile games. Admitted he never stopped. 2. I don't eat fast food anymore. Eats at least once a week. 3. I stopped drinking. Drinks on stream and with his wife. And this is how DSP decided to end the pre-stream, like the greedy scammer that he is.
And in addition to that, very well supported week. In fact, so far, there was only one stream where we didn't hit a support goal, and it was the stream when I beat Onimusha 2 in like 20 minutes. So I had the impromptu swap, and no one was really ready for me swapping to anything. So what are you going to do about that? That just happens. That's life. But outside of that, every stream that went down as planned, people showed up, engaged, and supported. We're on pace to do another DSP Tries It on Monday. This is excellent stuff. Thank you guys so very much. What a great week it was. Great week, right? Content, finishing playthroughs, chill vibes, everything good. And like I said, if this continues at the level it is, all right, I can continue to do things such as buy a game and try it, and if it doesn't work, drop it. It's okay. Buy an expensive-ass peripheral to add a whole new aspect to the content I'm doing because it's not a big deal because I'm making so much I can afford all that stuff, right? That's the kind of shit that I told you guys over the years I always wanted to do and I couldn't. Now I can do it because of you. I hope that you understand, you can see now, I was telling the truth all those years that if I had the flexibility to do these things, I would have, because now I can and I am. All right? Good stuff, my friends. Thank you so very much.
And now DSP is going to explain all the hate he's getting for RimWorld and how it's the audience's fault. And of course, out of context, dude.
Some tips here. Let's take a look. A $3 tip came in. So, 9 times out of 10, I think a game with RimWorld's graphics wouldn't work for your audience, but I think this could be a rare exception. Chat was spamming for you to get it last night for a reason. It's like if The Sims, Stardew Valley, and Minecraft, games that have worked for your channel despite bad graphics, were mixed into a brutal space survival drama with a dark sense of humor. It was a hyped major expansion. It has a hyped major expansion coming in 2 weeks. Okay. Again, like, for me, you know me. I'm willing to try stuff. I'm very open-minded these days to the kind of games that we try out. But every time that I try to play a game that is either pixel graphics or something different than, say, modern stuff, a lot of people crap on it, you know? And it's hard to get an audience for it. You look at RimWorld, everyone's like, oh, it's so popular. Yeah, but you guys hate games like this. It literally, the graphics of RimWorld look like a Flash game from the 2000s. That doesn't mean the game sucks. It just means the graphics look like a Flash game from the 2000s. I'll give you a comparison. I played a game over about a decade ago. It was called To the Moon. And it was pixel graphics. It looked like SNES. It was one of the best, most emotional game plots I've ever experienced, and I cried at the end of the game because it was so emotional for me. Graphics aren't representative of the quality of a narrative or a game, but a lot of people sadly make judgments based on that. And I'm not convinced that if I played RimWorld that people would show up, engage, and support with it. Maybe I'm wrong. And if that's the case, then maybe we should give it a shot. It's not like it's a super expensive game or whatever. But I'm curious, would it work? Is it a game for my kind of streaming that would work? I don't know.
Now, if you're ever wondering, whenever you hear DSP say, a lot of people told me this, a lot of people told me that, this comment right here explains that very scenario. He has mental problems. He always talks to the audience but makes up all the interactions with them in his head. He explains things like he's talking to a small child. Because when he says, a lot of people gave me this feedback, a lot of people told me to play this game, that's exactly what he's talking about. And then there's a disaster in the Snort Fort. Ladies and gentlemen, DSP's 11-year-old AC broke live on stream.
They just made a crazy loud noise in my room and I have no idea what it was. I don't know if that was my air conditioner breaking. I have no idea. Did you guys hear it? You probably didn't because the game made a noise. I think my air conditioner might have just broken because it's making crazy noises right now. Holy shit, hold on. That's not good.
And you guys know what that means. If something breaks in DSP's world, you guys are on the hook, dudes. You have to pay me so I can fix it. And he used that during the night stream. Guys, come on. I just had my air conditioner break and it's a slow stream. Come on, guys. Please help me out. And speaking of the night stream, he was playing with old friends from Street Fighter days. However, he was having issues with his fight stick, his Rolls Royce of fight sticks. So he decides to go back to his other joystick. And we have Jax Raxter here. So start of the stream is delayed because DSP is swapping the joystick of his arcade stick unit. Jax, shut the fuck up, give him money, and don't fucking talk to him. And then he described these old friends from Street Fighter days as colleagues. So now let's see how DSP did versus his old friends.
Did I say that AI Podcast could restream me? If AI Podcast purchases a broadcasting license from me, perhaps I would allow them to restream me. Perhaps I would not pursue any kind of legal action. Or maybe I would, I don't know. I made no agreements either way. So, you know, nice try there, but I've said nothing. I'm still waiting. I don't know a video. Oh, okay. I can't find anybody now. It sucks. Jade, if you can believe it, Jade, I beat both Tony and VDO. It was down to the last game against both of them, and I beat them both. It was awesome. Even when he has no health, I have to play ultra careful because he's so good. But the fucking just defense, it's insane, dude. Yo, Tony, you just defended the entire Sonic Hurricane. In lag. I don't know how. Offline, that's impressive. In lag, I don't know, man. I think you might have a magic switch over there. Did you like sit on a leprechaun this morning or something? How did you fucking do that?
And look at that, 3:45 a.m. He's trying to tell people he's good at fighting games, and he puts this out to promote his video. I love that people actually think I'm bad at fighting games. It makes nights like tonight so much more fun when I face two challengers in CVS2. First was a rematch with Tony B and his crazy just defending in K Groove. And then promotes the other one. Again, for those that think I suck at fighting games, why not check out this excellent set of CVS2 where I just threw down with one and only VDO. He is a master of P Groove, and this was a crazy back and forth set. Then we get to the analytics. Tips for the entire week, $531, which is down 38% from last week. YouTube Super Chats, $740, down 12% from last week. YouTube memberships, 27, which is up 40% from last week, which is absolutely pathetic. Kick subs, 124, which is up 29%. And I expect next week the tips to go up, super chats to go up, and then the YouTube members and the kick subs to go down. And that's how the week ended for DSP. If you guys like that, click that like, share the video, leave a comment below, hit subscribe. Subscribe my other channels on the details of the end cards. And as always, I love each and every one of you. Hope you're all safe, healthy, and happy. Peace and love.
Darkness forces rise, shadows whisper broken ties. Dashed by a rose's words like knives. Dark side Phil won't survive. In the back room, cries echo loud. He's a king without a crown. Phil's fortress is burning down. Tractor wins without a sound. Dashed by flames can't be tamed. Phil's excuses are all the same. Tears fall, but who's to blame? Dash fire keeps playing the game. In the back room, cries echo loud. He's a king without a crown. Phil's fortress is burning down. The tractor wins without a sound. Dash fire's flames can't be tamed. Phil's excuses are all the same. Tears fall, but who's to blame? Dash fire keeps playing the game. In the night, the battle's fought. Dark side Phil's plans will rot. Words cut deeper than a shot. Dash fire's too hot. Feedback loop of endless rage. Phil's stuck inside his cage. Dash fire writes another page. The tractor rots the stage. Dash fire's flames can't be tamed. Phil's excuses are all the same. Tears fall, but who's to blame? Dash fire keeps playing the game. In the back room, cries echo loud. He's a king without a crown. Phil's fortress is burning down. The tractor wins without a sound. Dash fire's flames can't be tamed. Phil's excuses are all the same. Tears fall, but who's to blame? Dash fire keeps playing the game. In the night, the battle's fought. Dark side Phil's plans will rot. Words cut deeper than a shot. Dash fire's too hot. Feedback loop of endless rage. Phil's stuck, Phil's plans will rot. Words cut deeper than a shot. Dash fire's too hot. Feedback loop of endless rage. Phil's stuck inside his cage. Dash fire writes another page. The tractor rots the stage. Dash fire's endless rage. Phil's stuck inside his cage. Dash fire writes another page. The tractor rots the stage. Dash fire's flames can't be tamed. Phil's excuses are all the same. Tears fall, but who's to blame? Dash fire keeps playing the game. The game. And the game. The game. Keeps playing the game. Keeps playing the game. The playing the game. Keeps playing the game. Keeps playing the game. In the back room, cries echo loud. He's a king without a crown. Phil's fortress is burning down. The tractor wins